Hello friends, welcome to the VLC design course. So in today's session we are going to write a VHDL code for 4-bit ALU and its realization on the FPGA development board. So before starting writing a VHDL code, first of all we have to understand its logical functions, then its boolean expressions. Then we are going to create a VHDL Xilinx ISC project where we are going to write a 4-bit ALU code in using a VHDL. Then we are going to do the simulation, then synthesis, creating a UCF file, generate a bit file, and that bit file we are going to implement on the development board. So let's start. So this is a 4-bit ALU design I have taken. So in this we have 4-bit input, 4-bit out. So we have two 4-bit input. A is a 4-bit, B also a 4-bit, and ALU out is also 4-bit. So and these are the various combinations or operations we are going to do using ALU. So we have taken 8 different combinations. So for that we need a select line. So again select line is again a 3-bit input. So totally we have 3 inputs and 1 output. So out of these 3 input A, B are a 4-bit and select line as a 3-bit. So how it works? When select line is 0 0, we are going to do the operation of A plus B. We are going to do the operation of A plus B, and that is going to the output ALU out. When select line is 0 0 1, what we are doing? We are doing A minus B, A minus B. Then when select line is equal to 0 1 0, we are doing A and B. Then if it is a 0 1 1, A NAND B, 1 0 0, then A XOR B, 1 0 1, A XNOR B. When it is 1 1 0, A or B, and finally if it is a 1 1 1, we are passing whatever input of A bit, A 4-bit, we are passing to the output ALU out. So for this function, now we are going to write a VHDL code. Okay, so let's begin to write a VHDL code. So open the ISC, create a new project, file, new project. So we are going to write ALU 4-bit. Okay, so I am creating a project ALU 4-bit. Next, so these parameters are exactly same because it is already one time we have saved. So for our family is Spartan 3A, XC3S58, TQ144. Next, finish. Now we have to add a new source. So VHDL module ALU underscore 4 underscore bit. Okay, so we are going to write a VHDL code for 4-bit ALU. So as I said, how many inputs we have? We have input A, B, which are 4-bit. So let us declare it. A comma B are of type in bus, and total 4 bits means 3 down to 0. Then we have another input select line, that is also an in with a bus of 3 bits, so it is a 2 down to 0. And we have output ALU underscore out. This is the output, and the bus width is 3 down to 0, so that is a 4-bit. Okay, so this much declarations we have to do. So let's reconfirm. A 4-bit, B 4-bit, select line 3-bit, ALU out 4-bit, ALU out 4-bit. So let's generate a entity. So here we are going to use some additional features like addition, subtraction. So we need to add a library called unsigned. So let's add it. Okay, done. Now your entity is also already declared. So library declaration and then entity, port A comma B in 4-bit, select line input 3-bit, ALU out 4-bit. Now here we have to write a program. So we are going to use a with select statement to write a ALU program. Okay, so let's begin. So I am going to write with SEL select, this is a concurrent statement, right? Everyone knows that. We have already seen this statement syntax and usage. So with SEL select, now output is ALU underscore out is equal to, the first condition is A plus B. So A plus B when this select line is equal to, when it is 0 0 0, right? Then we have to, now other conditions also we need to write. When it is 0 0 1, what is the condition? A minus B. And then when it is 0 1 0, it is A and B. 0 1 0, it is A and B. When it is 0 1 1, when it is 0 1, it is a NAND XOR XNOR. Then I am writing here A NAND B. Then it is, when it is 1 0 0, it is, for 4 it is a XOR yes. Then for 1 0 1, it is XNOR, right? When it is a 6, it is A or B, right? And it is a finally, when it is, when others clause, so here we are terminating when others, so that means when it is a 1 1 1, we are going to write A, right? So this completes our program. So we have to check for the syntax. Let us check the syntax. If any by mistakenly we have done any mistake, then it will indicate through an error. Okay, then do the synthesis. So let's see the synthesis. ALU 4-bit. So it is implemented. If you see here, adder, subtractor, then multiplexer for selection, and here it is implemented using XOR and other functionality, AND gate, everything it is implemented, right? So let us see the simulation fastly, and then we will go for generating a bit file. So simulate it. So let's start. So I am giving a value, some random value, let us say 1010 binary. Apply. Okay. B, let us take example B is 0101, okay, 5. Then select line, let us start with the initial, so it is 000. Apply, okay, and run it. Okay, now if you can see here, so A plus B, okay, so 10 plus 5 becomes 15, 10 plus 5 becomes 15, if you can see here. So the first operation, ALU operation, is when select line is 000, it performs A plus B. Now if select line is 001, it should perform 001, it should perform A minus B. So 10 minus 5, again it should come 5. So our result should be 5. Got it? Now if select line is 010, okay, 010, okay, so it should perform an AND operation. But if you see the AND operation, so 0, it is a bitwise operation. So 0 and 1 it is 0, 0 1 0, 1 0 again 0, and 0 1 again 0. So this is AND operation. Now let us see the for NAND operation. So 0 1 1, if select line is 0 1 1, what is the operation? As per the select line is 0 1 1, we have written a code for NAND. So let's simulate it. So NAND is invert of AND, so whatever here we are getting 0 0 0, it will invert, so all are ones. Now when it is 1 0 0, when it is a fourth condition, if select line is 1 0 0, what is the operation we have written? We have written for 1 0 0 it is a XOR B. So let's do it. So A XOR B, A XOR B also exactly same, because 0 1 1 1 0 1 and 0 1 1 1 0 1. So let us change some A value and again run it. So force constant, so 1 1 0 0. Okay, run it. Now check it. Now XORing is changed. So 0 0 1 0 XOR 1, it is 1, 0 XOR 0 is 0, 1 XOR 1 is 0, and 1 XOR 0 is 1. So like that we can verify the simulation. So let us go ahead with writing or generating a UCF file. So for that what we have to do, why we need a UCF file? Now to implement this program onto FPGA, we need a pin connection. Yes, so for that pin connections we need a UCF generation. So let's generate it. Right click, new source, then you have to select implement constraint file, and this is ALU.UCF. okay, so I am going to write a UCF file. Next, finish. Okay, so here UCF file is generated. So I will use some already written UCF file constraint to shorten our time. Okay, so for that go back. Now what we are going to use, we are going to use these three switches as a select line. So for that, select 2 is a pin location is P8, select 1 is P3, and select 0 is P5. So just modify it. So select 2 is P8, yes, select 2 is P8, select of 1 is P3, and select of 0 is P5. It is already there. Okay, now for the inputs, 4-bit B input and 4-bit A input, we are going to use this J14 header. So A of 0 is connected to P15, or we can say the first 4 switches are used for 4-bit B input, and next 4-bit 4 switches are used as a 4-bit A input. So here 4-bit A, B input, and here is a A input. So for that, B of 3 is equal to P31, that is the first switch. So first switch represent the MSB of B, and the fourth switch represent the LSB of the B input. Similarly, this fifth switch will represent as a MSB of A, and the last switch as a LSB of B. So let's do it. So B of 3 is equal to P31. So B of 3 already it is P31, B of 2 is P32, B of 1 is P28, B of 0 is P30, B of 0 is P30, correct. Then A of 3 we have to assign P21, A of 3 P27, P27, then P29, P24, P25. Alright. Now then the ALU output we are going to connect to this LED output, and that is connected to this P4 port. So for ALU out of 3, so that is MSB out is 141. So ALU of 3 MSB is 141. So I am modifying here 141. Then second B is 143, I guess, yes, 143, 138, 139. Then 138, then 139, right? So this creates our UCF file. Now we are ready with the UCF file. Save it, and let's generate a programming file. Okay, so once the programming file is ready, then we are going to open a FPGA programmer, and using FPGA programmer we are going to write a bit file onto FPGA, and we'll check the ALU functionality. Okay, so let's wait for some time. It is generating. Yes, almost it generated a bit file. Then meanwhile time I will just open the programmer. So this is the programmer we are using usually to write a FPGA. So for that, usually it will show us the FPGA board family, it is XE3S series, and we have to select a COM port. So I am using COM4 because the USB port I connected to the FPGA is a COM4. Now once this bit file is generated, through this open file we are going to open the bit file. So open file. So wherever we have written a code, so we have created a new project, that is ALU 4-bit, and you can see here ALU 4-bit bit file is generated. We have to say open and let's say program. So my FPGA started programming. So now we'll move to the FPGA board. So yes, now if you can observe here, the FPGA is program and the LED is blinking over here. LED is blinking over here, blue LED. Now we have to see the connections. For the connections, we have used this P2 header for this select line. So that I have to connect to the J3 header. Once again I will confirm. Okay, so now our program is ready. We have loaded ALU functionality into this FPGA. So how we are going to test it? So these are the select lines. Select line of 2 1 0. So 3-bit select line. So this first switch will act as a MSB of B input. So B, first 4 switches for the B input, and second remaining 4 switches for the A input, and this first 4 LEDs indicates the ALU output. Okay, so let us make it. So if I make it A is 1, B is 1, so for 0 0 it should add. So why it is not adding? Maybe wait. So this is J3. So let me verify it once again. P2 header. Okay, P2 header only. If it is 0 0 0 0, it should